This has got to be probably one of the most sketchiest things I've ever done, to be honest with you. This thing's gonna be pretty incredible when we're all said and done. So hope you guys want to subscribe and stick around and watch the video. So this is pretty cool. I built this. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today you join me. We are building ourselves a rotisserie. That's right. We're gonna build ourselves a DIY rotisserie here, only because, first off, all this material only cost me $280. Cut, mind you. Look at that. It's all pre-cut. Love that. And it's just going to be much more compact. So the problem I'm having with the rotisseries on the market currently is they're very bulky. So we have one at the shop. It just takes up a lot of room in front and behind of the car itself. Now the car is completely back to the garage door, and we only have about 3-4 feet up front. So we really want to make sure that it's as compact as possible, because there's no way we would be able to fit one off the shelf in here at home in this specific garage. So I came up with this. So here we go. This is kind of like what I have in mind here. As you guys can see, I kind of have my dimensions here. Feel free to, I guess, take a snapshot of this. I don't know if this is going to help you very much. So I'm basically going to go ahead and just walk you guys through how I have this kind of mapped on my head. It all works in my head. I think it should work. There is some, like, I don't know if I want to call it science behind this, but there's a right and wrong way to do it, and to make sure it's all balanced and operates properly and fluidly. So I guess let's just figure out if we can go ahead and figure it out. I think I got it worked out. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I got the welder here, as you guys can see. I'll have the link for this down in the description. It's a super budget-friendly MIG welder to have at home, you know, for hobby jobs, stuff like that. And yeah, it's pretty cost-effective. It's like 300 bucks. So go ahead, grab one of these if you need it. I definitely recommend MIG. I don't recommend you guys use gasless welding, flux core, I guess you would call it. It just sucks. Like, it just sucks. So do not recommend. Now, just a quick heads up, if you guys do want to build something like this for your GTR, I will have the full spec material build list down in the description, so go ahead and check that out, as far as every single length that I use and the material spec and all that stuff. So go ahead and check it out. Hopefully it becomes of some use to somebody out there. Let me know if you build one. Let me know if you build one. Send me pictures. Love to see it. I guess let's just get right into it. I've never built a rotisserie before, but I think this is the perfect time to build one. All right, so really quick, I'm kind of in the middle of like prepping these up for some welding, but I just figured, I know this is it's not gonna be universal for pretty much anyone unless you guys have an R32 GTR or just R32 GTST, but this is what I got as far as lengths and numbers. So first off, I have got, oh, here we go. I've got two 10-inch pieces right here. Two 10s, two 15s. I've got 4 16s. I've got 5 32s, 2 40s. Those are 2 40s. And then we got 2 60s, 1 48, 2 1/4-inch plates of steel. They're 4 by 6 inches roughly. And then here I have some 2.5-inch .238 wall, some dom tubing. So this is some really strong tubing. And then up here for my actual sleeve, I've got a 3 by .238 as well, dom tubing, for my actual sleeve rotating assembly. Will this work for you? Maybe, but at least that way you guys have a general idea as to what I got here. All right, guys, so it is the next day, and well, I made some progress last night. Check this out. We got one complete. Well, when I say complete, I've kind of got it complete. So as you guys can see, I've got like the base structure all put together, all final welded. Everything's good to go. I got the sleeve all set up and ready to go. So yeah, this is pretty sick. I'm pretty stoked on this. This is it's big. It's big. The footprint is wide. That's one thing I'm kind of noticing right now. 60 inches might have been a little overkill. I mean, all in all, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. All right, guys, so just really quick, I do want to let you guys know about our merch that we have. New designs, new shirts, all here to support the GTR build. So if you guys would like to go ahead and show some love, show some support, check out the link down below. We really appreciate it, and we ship everywhere around the world. Free shipping in the US, so check it out. Every single dollar earned goes straight into the GTR. The goal is 400 shirts. We're about 20. Let's go ahead and get that goal. I appreciate you guys. Let's get back into the video. All right, guys, so here we go. Let's walk. I'm gonna walk you guys through how I got this going on here. So first off, we got our 60-inch main bar at the back. Now I guess that is a little bit wide, as you guys can see, but I guess the wider technically the better to a certain extent, obviously, right? But I probably could have knocked off about 6 inches on each side, but it's okay. It's okay. So I got 60-inch bar in the back, and then I have two 32-inch bars on each side as my legs. So I basically just went ahead and ground down, basically I went ahead and ground down the areas where I'm gonna weld. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start tacking these things together and just start building off of this, and you guys will see it starts to come together very quickly. It's a very simple structure, so let's just get to it. Okay, so I got myself a square just to, you know, obviously make sure we're lined up correctly. These 120 volt welders sometimes don't like to be consistent with power, so you'll have to be careful of that. All right, so once you got your little bottom support all tacked together, you got your 40-inch piece. For me, this is kind of how you figured it out. So you want to take the center portion of the car, split it in half, figure out how wide the car is, and then you want to add a few inches, because when you're flipping the car over, you want to be able to have a little bit of room, right? You don't want it to your quarter panels or whatever to be really close to the ground. Just why not have a Lex room? So just add a few inches, figure it out. This is all going to be relative to your own car, guys, and how you want it set up. So the main thing is that you're going to have level rotating points. So both pivot positions, both of those sleeves got to be the exact same height. And I think that's going to be good enough, and I think it's going to work out well. So once we have the 40-inch piece tacked in, you guys can see I got to have my support braces going in right now. So don't mind my cuts; they're just hand cuts. They're by no means super accurate, but the beauty with MIG, you can go ahead and fill that up, no problem, and it'll still be pretty dang strong enough at least. I mean, I can lift this car up myself, so these, you know, we're not holding a semi truck here with these things. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep tacking, man. But yeah, these are 16-inch supports, just with a 45-degree cut, you know what I mean? And yeah, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna start tacking these in, and we're pretty much close with the structure. You know, it's just a couple more pieces and we're done. So it's moving along well. All right, guys, so it is the next day. Just got it kind of tacked all together last night, and it just got late. So next up, I'm gonna go ahead and weld up our outer sleeve. But before we go ahead and do that, you guys can see, you know, you're not gonna go ahead and get a nice fitment with a round angle and on top of a box. So what we have to do, obviously, just notch out a little bit. You might be able to tell I have a little Sharpie line. Just go ahead and notch it out, get a nice clean cut, and that way this will sit nice and flush, and you won't have these gaps up here, because we definitely want this to be as secure as possible. This is pretty much where the most stress is going to be applied on this whole damn thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just notch those out, make some room, weld this on, and man, we'll be damn near done with this setup, and I cannot wait to see the GTR on this thing. It should look pretty sweet, and I hope it works. All right, let's keep on rolling. Oh yeah. The most unscientific ruler ever. Ruler? Come on, man. The most unscientific level ever. But it works, I guess. Kind of. All right, that's it. All tacked up. So you guys know the deal, man. I feel like I'm not explaining much, but there really isn't much to explain, right? Like, get your metal, get your lengths, line it all up, tack it, ping pang, you know, and go ahead and weld it all together when you're happy with it. Obviously, make sure you're straight, right? Try and make sure we're all good. Obviously, make sure you're level, because this is the most important spot right here. You want to make sure this is where it needs to be. If it's pointed up or down, you're gonna have problems. It probably won't work as well as it should. It might bind a little bit. But yeah, so now I'm gonna go ahead and just start welding it all together, man. And from that point on, all we have to do is build our end pieces that attach to the car itself, and we'll be ready to strap the car in. Let's continue, man. It's going well. All right, guys, another day, but we're continuing with the rotisserie build, obviously. So I'm at the point where I'm ready to go ahead and start making my, I guess, mounting points. So what I'm doing is utilizing the factory crash bar positioning for the front and the rear. So for the rear, got my 2x2. Again, this is 2x2 with a 0.125 wall or a 1/8 inch wall. And these are 15-inch lengths. So I've got them all the way butted in till they back out. And or bottom out, and you probably can't tell, but so I drew this line on there just to make sure that, you know, it's angled straight, so I can line it up in the two holes right there. That way it's not kind of angled at a weird spot, so it'll just go ahead and work nice and smooth. Same deal over here, obviously. And then to go ahead and connect the two, I got this bar, which I think is, I can't remember the length, the width, but obviously, obviously wide enough to connect the two, right? You know, kind of like that, roughly. Weld the two together, and we'll actually have the center rotating sleeve of the rotisserie. This guy will get welded right there. I am pretty excited about this. I cannot lie. This is pretty cool. I don't know if I mentioned yet in the video, but like rotisseries are like 1,200 bucks. They're not cheap. So the fact that we're doing this, you know, this material cost me just under $300. All this stuff here that you see, and I still had some left over. But yeah, I think this is gonna be really cool, and it's just fun. Like, it's different, you know. I love doing everything myself, and that's kind of how I am. So why not make my own tailored rotisserie for R32 chassis? And I'm sure I'll use it again. I'm sure I'll have a customer that wants his R32 restored or painted or something like that. I hope, at least, because this is cool. I love restoring like these kind of cars. It sucks that it's mine and I got to put all this money into it, but it's still like kind of a fun process, if that makes sense. It's just cool, you know. We get to make something out of not much. I don't want to say out of nothing, because it's not nothing, but this thing's gonna be pretty incredible when we're all said and done. So hope you guys want to subscribe and stick around and watch the video. So let me go ahead and get my angles and measurements all set up here, weld it together, and we'll keep on rolling. So you guys can see how hey, it works, right? Old trusty steed. All right, guys, we're another day in, but you guys can see I've got the rear portion all mounted up. Sorry, I got hiccups right now. As you can see, I've got it all bolted in. The way I did this was actually welded a nut on the inside of the tube. So I'll throw up a couple pictures, but I just went ahead and tossed a couple tacks on the nuts themselves. So I basically just drilled the hole a little bit larger, but not too big where the nut could fall through, and just kind of had a magnet underneath and held it all up, and gave a few tacks. TIG welded it just so I could have more of a fine, smaller bead so it wouldn't get in the way. So took that to the shop, did that this morning, and it's all bolted in, ready to go. So the rear is, fingers crossed, all done. So one thing I've noticed with this chassis and the mounting positions that I'm gonna run for the rotisserie, the rear sits 3 inches taller than the front. Now that may not sound like a big deal, but it actually is. So since these are the exact same height, that would mean that the front, if I were to build the rear and the front the exact same, the front would sit 3 inches lower. Sorry about the hiccups, man, I swear. So what I'm gonna do to counteract that is I have some 4x6 inch 1/4 inch plate right here. That's gonna go ahead and make up that difference. So I'll mount this kind of higher up on the mounting bracket to allow me to, you know, gain that height that I need. And yeah, should be good. Hopefully some of that made sense to you guys. If it didn't, well, hopefully watching me do it will make a little bit more of it, a little bit more sense. This has got to be probably one of the most sketchiest things I've ever done, to be honest with you. So it's the next day, clearly. This is taking a while, only because I'm able to put in like an hour or so every night. It just gets hot, it gets late. So I just figured I'd finish this thing off today. So as you can see, last night, obviously welded up the rear frame. All that stuff is bolted in, ready to go. It's good, it's done. She's up there, like, look, I mean, I'm 6'2", and I mean, you know, so she's up there for sure. So now this is where it got sketchy. I mean, it was sketchy the whole way. Teeter-tottering this thing up to this height was not an easy chore without a lift. If you guys have a lift, please utilize it. It makes this 10 times easier. We put a customer car on a rotisserie at the shop, took all 5 minutes. This took me like 3 hours just to get the rear mounted. Maybe not 3 hours, but you get the deal. Yeah, and to get wheels out here, balance the car on the frame rails and the wheels, well, it was just a really bad situation. But luckily the car is up safely, and it stayed like this overnight. I was a little bit worried, so I checked in the morning to make sure she was good. Currently, I have to find a way to remove this hoist while keeping the car at this height. Kind of sketch, right? Kind of sketch, but I mean, it's working. Alright guys, so somewhere I was off. Maybe the reason why I was off, I think a couple inches, is because I actually welded this underneath, and I think that would have changed things a little bit. Maybe not, but I think it would have, because then it would have raised the rear up 2 more inches and the front would have been raised up 2 more inches, and I think that's kind of where my confusion is right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld my traditional pieces that I was going to where I was, and then just fill the gap with I got this extra piece here, so I'll cut it to length, weld this here, and I'll just basically merge the gap. So that's the plan. Now this might be common knowledge to some of you, but for those that don't know, before you weld anything, especially steel that you buy like from a store, it comes with like a galvanized coating, as you guys can see. You want to definitely grind all that down before you lay your weld. Make sure on both pieces. So prep, man, prep is key, especially when it comes to welding, painting, I mean pretty much everything, prep. All right, that's it. We're all welded up. Moment of truth, moment of truth. This is gonna be the first time this car is fully supported by my rotisserie. Please don't come crashing down. Whew. Here we go. Okay, so far so good. So far, so good. Okay. Okay. Dang. All right, let me clean up a little bit. I cut off these 6-inch dogleg pieces to essentially, I put them on all 4 corners. So when I rotate the car, when I reach 90 degrees, it'll just bottom out. I won't have to worry about securing it, make sure it's safe. These will do the job for me. So this will obviously work on either side. Yeah, pretty sweet. Guys, this thing is on here. It is, I just cleaned up a little bit. I think it's the moment of truth to see if this thing actually is functioning. Fingers crossed, man, because I really still don't know. The front came out really good. You guys can see. Front came out awesome. So yeah, cleaned out the car with most of the stuff that I saw was in there. I'm sure there'll be some stuff that flies out of it, but let's give this a shot. Okay, here we go. Now, the good thing is it stays up on its own, so that's good. This is really trippy. Oh, I don't like this. But I can do it easily. Holy crap, dude. This is pretty cool. I built this, and it works. It works, man. Are you kidding me, dude? Yo, this is nuts. This is nuts. This is actually nuts. There's so much crap in there. Dude. I want to get in it. I want to be in there. I wish I had this out. Just climb right in. Dude, it works. Check it out. So these are doing their job. Holy crap, dude. This is sweet. What do you guys think? I couldn't be happier. This is honestly extremely strange seeing the car like this too, by the way. Whoa. Let's get an outside shot. Oh, dude. Dude. This is legit. Honestly, if you guys decide to build one of your own, definitely let me know. Send me some pictures. I would love to post it up in the next video or next couple videos. Dude, get out there and build yourself a rotisserie, man. If you guys are trying to restore a car, obviously you guys can see we did this in my tiny barely two car garage. So we're out here, you know, and actually just drilled a hole in the center so I can put a pin. That way it won't want to, you know, rock back and forth. And I will do the same for the front. That way it's nice and evenly distributed. But dude, this is our GTR. This is our GTR. Look at it, man. This is gonna make restoring this car so much easier, especially when it comes to working on the backside and underneath the car. In the next video, we'll go underneath and I'll show you guys the hole underneath it. We'll flip the other side over and I'll kind of show you the condition of everything. But wow, that's it, man. We built the rotisserie. We did it. I'm stoked. This is pretty epic. Let me know what you guys think. Toss a thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe, because we're doing big things out here. This car is going to be nuts. I guess it'd be nice to see how easy it is to spin back. Should be a one-person job. Oh, dude. All right, guys, well, that's gonna conclude today's video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun building this. Dang, it's still blowing my mind. Like, this is incredible. Like, we're gonna be able to go to such higher levels of quality here because of this rotisserie. And I just took a peek underneath, brother. You definitely want to go ahead and tune in next time, because we knew it was bad under there, but man, now that we have like a really good look, we got some work ahead of us. That's to say the least. So obviously everything we're doing, man, we're going all out now. You know, this car is going to be a 100% beautiful when we're done. And I really hope you guys are going to stick around for the journey, man. Subscribe if you guys haven't, because yeah, this thing is going to be a lot of fun when complete. We're going to enjoy the hell out of it. I know I will, because I mean, this is a dream car of mine, and you know the story. I mean, it's going to be one hell of a comeback story, and I'm really excited that we're going to be doing this all in-house, all myself, as usual, as you guys know. Yeah, if you guys need anything done like this for your GTR or whatever car, we're restoring a couple cars at work. So my shop info is down below if you guys want to go ahead and give us a call. So yeah, that's it, man. If you guys have questions, drop them down below. You guys know the deal. And merch, we really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support lately. Haven't sold many shirts, but we're getting there. My goal is to sell 400 shirts. We're maybe at like 20 so far sold. So yeah, that would be cool if we can hit that goal. That way, you know, that 400 is a goal where I would profit enough to get some quarter panels and stuff like that, which are about 2,500 per quarter panel now, which even if you can find them. So yeah, so merch is down below, links as always. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoy, and I will see y'all in the next one. Be blessed. Take care.